My shadow speaks. That thought sent a jolt of icy dread through me as I heard it again, a low, echoing murmur that seemed to emanate from the very ground beneath my feet, yet sounded undeniably like me. My life was about as unremarkable as they come. Wake up, commute, work, maybe grab dinner, head home, sleep, repeat. My shadow was a constant companion, a silent, faithful mimic that stretched and shrunk with the changing light. I barely even registered its presence, a familiar dark silhouette trailing behind me. Until one Tuesday morning, as I was walking to the bus stop, I heard it. A faint whisper, just at the edge of my hearing. I stopped, looked around. No one else was there. I shrugged it off as the wind playing tricks. But as I started walking again, I heard it more clearly this time, a low, almost breathy phrase. "You forgot your lunch again, David." My blood ran cold. That voice, it sounded exactly like mine, but with a strange, hollow echo. I patted my pockets. Sure enough, my lunch bag was still on the kitchen counter. What? I dismissed it as a fluke, a subconscious thought manifesting as an auditory hallucination, but the feeling of unease lingered. My shadow, usually a silent observer, suddenly felt different. Over the next few days, the whispers continued, becoming more frequent and more distinct. It was definitely my voice, but it wasn't my conscious thoughts. It was like hearing my own subconscious speaking out loud, offering unsolicited commentary on my every move. "That tie doesn't really go with that shirt, you know. You should probably slow down, you're going to spill your coffee. She looked nice, you should have said hello." It was like having a second, slightly more critical version of myself, constantly narrating my life. I started looking at my shadow differently. It seemed darker, somehow more defined than usual. And when it spoke, I could almost see a faint ripple in its form, as if it were physically vibrating with the sound. I tried talking back, whispering questions to the ground. "Who are you? Why are you doing this?" The shadow would often respond, its voice a perfect imitation of mine, sometimes with a hint of sarcasm. "Who do you think I am?" "I'm you, silly." Doing what? Just stating the obvious. It was unnerving, this constant echoing voice that knew things I hadn't even consciously processed. It was like my shadow had developed a mind of its own, a vocal doppelganger tethered to my every step. The shadow's commentary started to become more personal, more revealing. "You're still thinking about that mistake you made last week, aren't you? You wish you were more confident, don't you? You're afraid of being alone." It was like it was peeling back the layers of my carefully constructed facade, exposing my deepest insecurities and fears. I felt exposed, vulnerable, as if my most private thoughts were being broadcast for the world to hear, even though it was just me and my talking shadow. I tried to ignore it, to drown it out with music, or by focusing intently on my work, but the voice was always there, a constant, echoing reminder of my inner turmoil. I started avoiding sunlight, preferring the dim indoors where my shadow was less defined, less vocal. But even in the soft glow of artificial light, I could still hear it, a faint whisper trailing behind me like a second heartbeat. You can't run from yourself, you know. One night, as I was walking home under a lone streetlight, the shadow's voice became clearer, stronger than ever before. "You need to forgive yourself, David." The words hit me like a physical blow. It was something I had been struggling with for years, a past mistake that continued to haunt me. I stopped under the streetlight, my shadow stretching long and distorted on the pavement in front of me. "Why are you saying this?" I whispered, my voice trembling. The shadow's voice, my voice, replied, "Because it's time. You've been carrying this weight for too long. It's holding you back." It was like having a conversation with my own soul, my inner self, finally finding a voice, literally. The red glow in the thumbnail image. I suddenly understood. It wasn't malevolent. It was intense. a visual representation of the raw emotion, the hidden truth that my shadow was now forcing me to confront. Maybe this wasn't a curse. Maybe it was a strange form of therapy, a way for me to finally hear the voice I had been suppressing for so long. What if our shadows are more than just the absence of light? What if they are a reflection of our subconscious, a hidden part of ourselves trying to communicate? Have you ever felt like your inner critic has a voice of its own? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Inverted Everyday Stories for more shadowy tales. And tell us, if your shadow could speak, what do you think it would say to you?